The psychology of charisma. Why some of us are instantly likable. Introduction: the invisible magnet. There are some people who don't just enter a room. They shift it, the air changes. Heads turn, not necessarily in admiration, but in attention. It's like an invisible cord wraps around every set of eyes and tugs gently but firmly toward this one person. They are not the loudest. They may not be the most conventionally attractive. They don't try too hard. Yet somehow, without uttering a word, they own the space. Why do some people command warmth, attention, and respect, while others equally talented, perhaps more intelligent, fade into the wallpaper of social life? Is it magic, manipulation? Is it something you're born with, or something you can build? We call it charisma, but let's be honest, most of us don't really know what that word means. We just feel it. It's that quality that makes a speaker, it's what makes a stranger feel like a friend. It's flat. It's why some people get the job offer, awkward handshakes, and others get ghosted after the third interview. Here's the truth that most people don't want to hear. Charisma is not just charm or confidence. It's psychological power dressed in friendliness. It is persuasion without pressure, leadership without domination, and connection without calculation. It's the closest thing we have to real life superpower. And like all superpowers, it obeys. So what are those laws, and more importantly, can you learn them? Let's dive deep. But don't expect a fluffy self-help sermon. This isn't about smile more or stand up straight. This is about human psychology, social perception, body language, evolutionary instincts, cognitive biases, and the strange irrational ways we decide and who we follow. Charisma isn't just about being unforgettable. One, the myth of natural charisma. Born with it, not quite. Let's destroy the first lie. There is a cultural myth that charisma is something you either have. You're born with it, like blue eyes or naturally fast metabolism. And if you weren't lucky, well, tough luck, that's nonsense. True, some people grow up in environments charisma early. Maybe they had extroverted parents, got used to being the center, or learn it early how to read a room. But that's training, not magic. You weren't born without charisma. You just haven't decoded it yet. The truth is, charisma is a complex, learnable behavior rooted in psychology, empathy, and presence. Think about it. We are social animals. Our brains evolved allies and mates based on cues, facial expressions, tone, body language, even rhythm of speech. If charisma were pure genetics, we wouldn't need public speaking or coaches, presidential debate prep teams. So let's reframe from a birthright into a blueprint. 2. The core pillars of charisma. 1. Presence. 2. Power. 3. Warmth. Let's unpack these, not just what they are, but how they work. Presence. The power of full attention. Have you ever had a conversation where you felt like the other person saw only you were the most important person for those few minutes? That's presence, and it's terrifyingly rare. In the age of smartphones, shallow small talk, and networking, where everyone's glancing over someone your shoulder, more important, charismatic people have this likability to make you feel seen, heard, understood. Their eyes don't dart, their faces don't rush, their minds don't wander. Here's the psychology. Presence signals respect, and respect psychologically is a status equalizer. When someone makes you feel truly seen, your brain says this person sees value in me. That must mean they are valuable. Presence is charisma's gateway drug. And here's the wild part. You don't need to say anything you just need to actually be there. Not faking it, not planning your next sentence, not nodding speak while secretly daydreaming about because lunch. People don't feel your intentions, they feel your attention power, the unspoken command. Charisma isn't just nice guy energy. Kindergarten teachers would run country. Charisma has weight, it has presence, yes, but it also has force. That's where power comes in. Power doesn't mean being a tyrant. It doesn't mean barking orders or flexing dominance. Psychologically, power is about projecting confidence and credibility. It's that subtle internal posture. I know who I am, and I'm not here to prove it to you. Someone walking slowly into
not
a meeting
flustered,
room, not apologizing, not rushing. They speak with clarity. Without filler, they make decisions. Without checking the room for approval. We follow people who seem like they know where they're going. This is evolutionary and prehistoric time. Hesitation meant danger. The leader who stood still while everyone else panicked. Followed them because confidence signals charisma. Safety requires power. Without it, just agreeable, pleasant, maybe, but forgettable. Warmth, the emotional glue. And here's the other half of the equation: warmth. Warmth is that ineffable sense that a person likes you, respects you, wants you to win. Without warmth, power becomes coldness, and presence feels like surveillance. Warmth is expressed through facial expressions, vocal tone, body openness, even laughter. It's the genuine smile that reaches the eyes. It's the way someone remembers your name, or the name of your dog. Warmth disarms. It melts resistance. It humanizes. Ever notice how some CEOs or public figures will crack a self-deprecating joke before a serious statement? Warmth softening power. That's calculated relatability. Here's the formula: presence plus power plus warmth equals charisma. Miss one and the chemistry breaks. Too much power, no warmth. You're intimidating. Too much warmth. No power, you're nice but not taken seriously. Too much presence, no warmth or power. You're just intense. The magic is in the mix. 3. The charisma triangle and action scenarios at stake. Let's drop theory for a second. Scenario 1, the elevator interview. You're in an elevator. The VP of your company steps in. 15 seconds. You panic. Most people ramble, try to talk fast, and with anyway. Have a good one, a charismatic person. They pause, they smile with their eyes. They say, "Hey, I'm James. I've always admired how you handled during budget cuts." Just wanted to say that. Simple, confident, warm. No ask, no nervous speed. Just presence, hand, boom. They're remembered. Scenario 2, the dinner party magnet. At a dinner party, one guest somehow gathers a circle around them. Not because they're loud, but because they tell stories with time. They ask questions with genuine curiosity. Listen with their whole face. They don't just talk at people. They bring people in. Their posture is relaxed. They laugh at others' jokes too. They're not always on, but they're always with you. People walk away saying, "I like that person. I don't even know why, but we do know why." Presence, power, warmth. For micro behaviors that make or break it. Charisma isn't just grand speeches or confident strides. In micro moments. Here are some overlooked but high-impact behaviors. Pause before you speak. Signals calm and thoughtfulness. The smile that appears after eye contact. Before feels genuine. Not performative. Tilting your head slightly when listening. Subtle warmth cue speaking. Slower than you think you should. Confidence expands time. Using someone's name not once. 5 times. Respect, not sales pitch. Being the last to break eye contact. Subtle power move. Each of these communicates presence, power or warmth, often all 3. 5. The dark side of charisma. Seduction or deception. Charisma can light up a room, but it can also burn it down. History is littered with magnetic who left devastation in their wake. Think of cult leaders who convinced hundreds to surrender. Think their of one artist, seductive narcissists, manipulative partners they didn't force, they charmed, they didn't argue, they influenced, and by the time victims realized what was happening, damage was done. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Charisma is neutral, it's power, and power can corrupt or uplift. When charisma is paired with ego, insecurity, or the need for control, it becomes a weapon. It hijacks attention, bypasses logic, and creates emotional. This is why some of the most dangerous people will also ever be the most likable. At first, they mirror your emotions. They nod at the right time. They say what you want to hear. They know the formula, and they use it to gain access. Connection. So how do you tell the difference between authentic and manipulative charm? Watch for the intent behind the interaction. Does the person listen to understand or just to respond? Do they empower you or subtly make you dependent? Do they speak with congruence or does something feel off? Real charisma feels grounding. Fake charisma feels addictive. One strengthens your sense of self. The other makes you question it. 6. The Narcissist's Toolkit. How they mimic real charisma. Narcissists are masters of pseudo-charisma. They often appear charming, even visionary. But peel back the layers, and you find a void where warmth and empathy should be. Love bombing, overwhelming you with attention and praise, reflecting your words, tone, and values to create false connection, gaslighting, twisting reality to maintain Once you're emotionally invested. Selective presents. They're magnetic, cold, and private. They don't need to dominate. All they need is your attention, and once they have it, they can steer your emotions like a rudder in Here's the irony. Many people mistake narcissistic charm for leadership. On the surface it looks like confidence. It feels like warmth, but it's a performance, one that cracks when challenged. So don't just watch how someone makes you feel. Watch how you feel about yourself. After spending time with them, that's the real test of charisma. 7. Cultivating authentic charisma without faking it. You don't need to manipulate anyone. Charismatic. In fact, the most magnetic people are usually their charisma doesn't come from clever lines. It comes from deep alignment. They know who they are, they like people, and they show up fully. Here's how. To build real charisma from the inside out. Inner stillness. Charisma starts in the body. If you're anxious, overthinking, or constantly chasing approval, people feel that your presence will feel scattered. Even if your words are smooth, train yourself to be calm in social settings. Deeply slow your speech. Sit with pauses. Stillness projects power. Lead with curiosity, not control. Charismatic people don't try to dominate the conversation. They lead by listening. They ask questions that open others up. Them try this. What made you get into that? That's interesting. What was that like for you? What's something most people don't get about that? Curiosity creates warmth. It tells people you matter. Speak with emotion, not just logic. Facts inform, emotion moves. Charisma lives in the emotional cadence of your words. Just communicate what you express think. Why it matters to you. Use metaphors, use stories, use your hands. Speak like a human, not a bullet point. 8. When walking away is the most charismatic move. Sometimes the most magnetic thing you can do is leave. Charisma isn't about chasing validation. It's not about getting everyone to like you. It's about knowing your value and not negotiating. That means walking away from disrespect, letting go when the connection feels forced, saying no without apology, being kind but clear. Charisma is rooted in boundaries. You command respect by respecting yourself. Because here's the paradox. People are drawn to those who don't need to be liked. Final words, the frequency that resonates. Charisma isn't a mask you wear. It's a frequency you tune into. A harmony between your inner truth and outer expression. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real in a way that people can feel. The world is full of noise. Charisma is signal, and when you master it, not to manipulate, but to connect. Don't just stand out, you stick.